hello. Thank you all for coming today. Very excited to be here today at Flute Center in New York. My name's Liz. I'm with Sankyo Flutes, so I always look for a reason to come to New York. It's great to be here. And we have a great reason to be here today. Julien Beaudiment has come from France to join us and to give this great masterclass so we can all learn a bit from his expertise. And Julien is in Lyon, France, and plays with the orchestra there, also teaches, and is going to do a master class. We're starting with Hunter today. He's going to play for us first. And what are you playing, Hunter?
I will play Hindemith Symphonic Metamorphosis Excerpt.
Fantastic.
Phrase, right? The first one, or you don't play. I mean, what do they ask? Everything? All right. Okay. Okay. We don't have much time, so okay. Good. All right. This is the first thing. There are many good things. You know those pieces. You played them since ages, right? You do orchestral auditions, and you know them. What I find very interesting, just one thing is, when you arrive. I mean, it was long time ago now, I did some auditions, but when you arrive for an audition, what people do in general is they open the door, all right, and what they see is the music stand. You don't even look at the room, the hall you're playing, because first thing that you know, that reminds you security, comfort, something that you know is the music stand. It's mine, all right? And the thing is, I think that's what is really important is just an advice for when is the audition?
16 days.
Oh, this is very precise. 16 days and 13 hours. When you go on stage, all right, try to, when you walk, because you don't know the stage, mostly. You never know, okay? And I think what is very important is, first when you walk on stage, to listen to the whole with your feet, how it sounds. And to open your eyes, because you have to play with your eyes. The sound is not the same when you open your eyes and when you look at the whole, for example. Okay? Even if there's a screen, right? And you play everything that you know already. You're playing every day. It's 16 days, and then you will play again for 16 days, I imagine, all right? And you play like it's the first time you play, okay? And I think that will help you also to have some step back with the notes, because I think the more you look at the scores, the more you can make mistakes. And sometimes you make mistakes because you're completely obsessed about seeing what's on the score. And when I see your scores, actually, there's nothing written. It's blank, completely blank, right? And here, for example, in the Hindemith, this is crucial. The place where you breathe is very crucial, because you play that like it's a flute solo, and it's not. why am I saying this? Why I'm saying it's not a flute solo and it's you playing an orchestral excerpt. You have an idea?
I should be listening to the theme.
Yeah, it's a wind quintet solo, and so the flute is decorating the lines of the clarinet and the bassoon, etc. And the way you play, especially when you play in the high register, when you play you're pushing out the sound, for example, and it's just you're going to play in the high register, and the flute is already a high instrument, so you don't need to push where it's the most comfortable. And because you play too loud, you will have a bassoon player, a clarinet player, oboe player, drum player, cellist. And Jean-Pierre Rampal used to have a fantastic phrase for auditions. He used to say, the one who wins an audition is the one that everybody in the jury likes just a little. And I think it's a great story, okay? Because you have to please everyone. And by pushing the sound, you will divide the jury into two sides. The one which will think that, yeah, it's good, and the one which is too loud. So you have to do things which are hearable and likable by everybody. All right? Okay, let's do that again, Hindemith. The diminuendo at the beginning doesn't mean rallentando. I mean, it means rallentando if you play Chopin, for example. Diminuendo means rallentando, and crescendo means accelerando. But if you do da di da da bi, it's really too much. Okay, I think you should put yourself more into the tempo. Because I think you take the flute and you just play. Try to really think about the tempo. Okay, that's much better. In terms of tonguing, do you do simple or double tonguing?
Double.
Okay. Can we try with single tonguing? Is it possible?
Yes.
Let's try that. Okay, why don't you do single tonguing?
It's more convenient.
Well, the double is more convenient?
Little.
Yeah, but that's not a good answer. I think the single is much better. I think the two have good and bad. Double tonguing, when it's slow, okay, can only be faster, right? But it's easier. Single tonguing is a bit more difficult, but you cannot go faster, right? But then, if I ask you to do single tonguing, let's speak about the tongue, because I think your tongue is too much in one place and stays in one place, right? It's like comfort zone, and too much at the back. And I'm not coming to New York with a stick saying I have the truth, but I believe that we have to move. The tongue has to move inside, and you stay too much in one place. Okay. So, for example, if I do this. Okay. In order to play loud and when I articulate, I put the tongue at the back. Why? Why am I doing?
Space.
What?
Space.
Yes, it gives some space for the air to get into the flute. All right. Now, if I do the opposite, I play the Prokofiev again, but I articulate in the front. There's no space. As soon as you move the tongue forward, it's closing a little bit the embouchure. All right. So when you play soft, you can use this frontal, you say that? Front articulation. If you do for example, okay? Because it closes the mouth and it's actually a bit nicer and more precise. Now, if I put the tongue at the back, it's wide open, so that's what you do. It sounds a bit like this. Can you try that slowly and to? I mean, I'm French, so my language allows me to speak like this with a strong accent because I put everything in the front, all right? But can you do that? Yeah, but you when you articulate, it's not the lips which work, it's the tongue. No. Way, and it's just the very, very top, like a snake. And you move the chin. Yeah, it's a challenge to move the tongue and not the chin. Like, okay, let's try that slowly. Okay. Yes, but the thing is, okay, it's a bit better, but what about the quality of your hair? I feel that your hair is a bit depressed. It's just like you're blowing like. You see, you know Tex Avery, Droopy. You know the dog Droopy, Tex Avery. This old cartoon man got a ball saying, "I'm so happy." It sounds a bit like so the air has to be faster. Let's try like this way. This is the idea. So I believe that tonguing, articulating, of course this is technical, the place of the tongue, but it's also an attitude. Okay, and blowing is also an attitude. And I think you are mistaking the difference between quantity of air and quality of air. It's not because that you blow a lot of quantity of air that you do the thing well. That's two very important things which are really different, the quantity and the quality. You blow a lot, but what about the quality of your air? So blow less and blow faster, all right? And with an articulation which has an attitude which is a bit more alive. Okay? Okay, and now with the sound. Is it better?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's much better.
Yes.
And I think you work better, all right? Before when you played that, it was too heavy and not clear and clean and precise, okay? There's one thing I want to say as well, is that, I have to go fast, okay? But the way you move the fingers, you're hitting the keys up and down, this. And I think you should maybe touch them with the eye of cuddling the keys. Because I hear a lot of noise. One day if you make a recordings, the sound engineer will be like, okay? But also it has an influence on the phrasing and on the legato. All right. And so if you do this, you will play vertical, all right, and not like cutting the keys. Okay? Right. All right. So fast. My God. Okay. Let's do the phone. All right. One more time. I really don't care, and I think that's not the point. But of course, you can go to an audition and they can ask in the final, can you do that again without breathing? You have to get ready for that, all right? And honestly, I think it's the most stupid question ever, because I think it's nice to breathe, all right? But in case, okay. So I have a technique for that. I'll show you. The first thing is that what you can do is to always do that with the pulse, all right? The first thing that you do is you blowing all your air, all right, in the instrument. I do it 12 beats. I send all my air inside the flute to warm up the flute, empty your lungs, 12 beats, and you breathe 9 with the mouth and 3 with the nose. It's like the cocaine breathing like. Okay, let's try, right?
Exhale first.
Exhale 12 beats in the flute. Let's do it together. Okay, but you don't do the Olympic Games. Don't do it in the like. Okay? I don't do that in a concert. I like to breathe because I like to take space. And I think when it's beautiful, when the colors are amazing, nobody notices that you breathe. You breathe, for example. Okay. Few things. I think you need to show the difference more between the binaire, the binary, and the ternary. Sometimes it's not so clear. And it's the same in Debussy. You have all the time this pattern like a. For example, alright. And then I think it has to sound not subdivided, but à la noir pointé, quarter dotted, you say that? 1, 2, 3, the best version for me is Boulez with Cleveland. It's really fast actually. Okay, and it's très modéré, so it's not slow. All right, so don't make it slower. Right, one more time. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Okay, can you show more this? What is it?
I'll try to.
Try to. Right, okay. And this needs a resolution in E major. So you have this. The B is where the chord is finally is home. But right? One more time. 2, 3, 4. Tighten. 2, 3, 4, 5. your D sharp, no? It's always flat, alright? Next one. Check the time because I can see this one. No, this one, sorry. Why are you making this C sharp so strong? I mean, why did you choose a C sharp? Me neither. But I think that in all woodwind instruments is the worst note ever. Oboes, C sharp is worse than flute. Clarinet is the same because most of the instruments are open. And I think that's the most vulnerable note that you can play. And you play and you want to show that you're a superhero and you cannot play vulnerable. And I think for myself, what I want is to have a beautiful and vulnerable C sharp. And if you play, you see, I'm not sharp. No, I think that it should be a mystery. Why a C sharp? If you play, it's not the same music than. So just make it something interesting and not. Right. Don't want to see the muscles. C sharp. That's very nice. I love this C sharp like this. And you play a wooden flute. When you force in the vibrato. You see? So I think, yeah, when you play a piece, to make it further than the piece, a composer writes a piece for, let's say, for flute, because he has the sound of the flute at that time. I mean, today I was trying reload flutes, for example, and when you try reload flutes, you really understand why they compose the music they composed at that time. Or if you play a flute of Schubert's time, for example, it's the same. And because we can, this is for me the atomic bomb. Really. Okay? But it's not because you have the atomic bomb that you have to drop it all the time. It's not the best idea. But you see, so I think again, try to stay in the magic, try to touch people and to impress. And I think someone who wins an audition to finish is someone who doesn't impress. It's someone who touches, really. It's very important. Okay? It's like when you see a movie. There are movies which are very impressive, but when you go out from the cinema and it's done. It was great, it was good blood, good violence, impressive. But the movies who touch you, that you remember. So this is very important. Okay? And imagine that they will have like 50 phones, for example. So what do you have to say? Which story do you tell? What is in your C sharp? Very important. Okay? Thank you. I know it's very impolite what I'm going to ask, okay? To ask that to a lady, but how old are you? Sorry?
18.
You play so well. Where are you studying?
Curtis.
Okay, fantastic. It's very nice. All right, so we will stop because, again, it's very short time, so I need to... it's beautiful. I mean, the sound is very nice. The technique is amazing. I think, if I can say something like this, all right? Because I always straight to the point. I think the vibrato for me, it's a bit too tense. Okay? Can I ask you, do you hear, I mean, do you speak about vibrato in your lessons, or what do you hear about vibrato?
Not really.
Okay, one question. How did you learn the vibrato? Did you learn with rhythms?
No.
Good, great. For me, it's a bit too tense, right? And I don't want to do like a conference on the vibrato, and it's something which is so difficult to teach because it depends on your taste and etc. But I have a little theory about the vibrato because for a long time I couldn't teach vibrato. Anyway, I have to teach the invisible. I've never seen a lung and a diaphragm or the tongue. I have to teach stuff that I don't see. All right, but my theory. Okay, let's imagine. You know a windmill? Windmill?
Yeah.
Okay. What does a windmill need to work? Wind. Okay. So it's air, right? So first question I want to ask you: where do you put the vibrato? Where do you do the vibrato?
Direct throat.
Exactly. Okay. Some people, very often, some people say that we do with this. I don't know how to. I don't know how to do that. Okay. It's here. Okay. Good. Imagine that in the throat you have your windmill. All right. First option, you send an air which is lazy through the windmill. So how the windmill will turn?
So.
Exactly. So it happens when, like singers, when all singers, you know, they keep singing certain age, and they sing like. You play in the middle. Choose a note. Okay. Anyway, so and the air is very lazy. So the vibrato gets super low. All right. Second option, the air you send there through your windmill is very tense. How will you turn? Exactly. This is what you do. And I think the quality of your air when you play loud, especially, is a bit too tense. I always say to my students, maybe take it or leave it, but when you play loud, the body is piano. So you do nothing. If I do a I do nothing. I just breathe and I let the air go and I open everything. Okay? My body is soft. And when I play soft, my body is, I would say, loud. It means that my body do more. Because in fact, when you play loud, the music is automatically more expressive. If I do this, so I don't need to add more vibrato because it's already expressive. The dynamic gets to you, for example. But if I play soft, if I do if I don't correct, because it's a weak dynamic, the sound gets weak. It's the flute. It's not like this with a clarinet. It's the flute. It's a strange instrument, okay? But everything gets weak. So it's when you play soft that you have to be a bit more active. All right. So I think the conception of the vibrato should be a bit the opposite. So when you play soft, be a little bit more active. And when you play loud, just relax. Okay. Well, that's the thing. All right. Let's go to the piece. At the beginning, there's something which is really strange at the beginning. Did you notice something strange in the score? The very beginning. Don't you find there's something really strange? No? No. It's written piano. That's not strange. In brackets, sans nuance. It means in French with no dynamics. How can you write piano with no dynamics. No? Did you ever think about that? So what does that mean for you?
I guess it just means more in the background.
I don't think so. I think it's the theory of orchestra playing. Like, if you take an orchestra book, all the excerpts are written piano. All except rhymes first, some of them, but they all piano. It's piano. So they write solos, not to be heard. Okay? And then you arrive in an orchestra, and you have to play them very loud to survive, right? Otherwise you're dead, okay? So I think the mood is more important than the dynamic. So you can play something louder with the mood of the piano. This is what he wants, okay? So he wants sans nuance, no dynamics. Play louder, but the mood of the piano. That's a philosophical problem. I love that. Okay, let's try. That the mood is more important than the dynamic. Okay? Okay, do you think it's a piano character? Do you think it's a piano? Are we in a piano mood? Are we in a spa? Are we in a massage place? Are we? I don't think so. I think the vibrato is a bit too tense, and the tempo is a bit too fast. I think there's something which is too nervous. So play louder, super calm. That's the job. It's fine. Louder, but more calm. That's much better. Okay, and now, this is what I said before, that you want to show that you have a strong low register. But don't show it now. Okay, you have plenty of time to show it, especially at the end, for example. And I think it's like you create the sound little by little in that piece. So you don't need to play at the beginning of. Okay, just create the sound little by little. So it's. And then you have a vocalist. First vocalist, second vocalist, and then you go high, etc. So you're developing the sound little by little. Don't say everything at the beginning. Okay? Keep the mystery. You don't need to. I think the rhythm is too tense. More expressive because it's a bit too nervous. Vocalise. Super. Don't forget the vibrato. It's beautiful, fantastic. When you play a it sounds a bit like Michael Jackson. You don't need to push, okay? It's already high. So you're making higher than high, okay? It sounds like a song. higher than high. Okay, okay, let's do the cadenza, all right? Okay, great. I'm not a pianist, all right? Really, I'm not a pianist. But the chord before, okay, sorry. Let's imagine it's the chord, right? The chord before is like nearly there, okay? In that chord, you have the A that they're going to play. And I think when you start your A, it should sound like the salad in the sandwich. And you're above the chord, and I think you have to start in the chord. All right? Let's try that. Donc, it's even too loud. Can you play like? Can you do the attack like an oboe player? No, oboe player they miss the note anyway. Develop the sound. Nice. Good. This is so good when you do the A like this, okay? Because you are really going out of the chord. It's one thing. And then I don't understand this. There's the flute disease, flutist disease. Everybody does the wrong rhythm. Triplet. No. It's 30 seconds. Okay, not triplet. And here, for example, everybody does that at the end. I don't know why. It's ti do da ti 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 ba ba pi pi pi. This is written like that. Okay? And then they do triplets. We're tripling everything. Okay. So let's do that again. Okay, that was fantastic. So good. Bravo. I do the chord. Salad in the sandwich. Keep it long. Keep it long. It's fantastic. Just create something on the moment. Until the piano. Alright? Okay, good. Let's do the allegro. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but I think it's too fast. It's 116. 116 is the limit between the end of single and the beginning of double tone. You should be in between, all right? It's too fast. You're doing double tonguing?
Yeah.
Okay, do single tonguing. I'm not obsessed by single tonguing, but I think when you can do single tonguing, it's much better. And put an accent on every F. shape it. It's like Ravel. But you're doing an accent, but you're not the accent. You need okay, this is a bit too much, okay, but this is the idea. And the piano does an accent as well, so it's the fight of the F. Like a bit like Steve Reich, okay? Right, one more time. And it's written, gaiement. You know what that means, gaiement? What does that mean in French? Gaiement. Yes, happy. So if you do it's not the right expression. Okay, maybe the last. When you do, this is also one thing. When you play with strings, did you ever notice that when we do ta, they do ta? No, it's always too short. So I think if you will vibrate, need a minimum of length. Okay, and we do ta. It's too short for me. Okay, it's too aggressive. Okay, let's move on. The tarantella. There's one thing, you have fantastic capacities with the fingers. The fingers don't have any problems, okay? But that's the problem. I mean, you understand? That, in fact, because they don't have any problems, very often you move the fingers because you have to move them. You see what I mean? So you see black stuff, fine. But very often, and you're 18, so you're very young. It's all fine, okay? It's just something that maybe one day you will remember. There was a pretty French guy in New York who said, oh, that rings the bell. Anyway, but I think your fingers need to say something, okay? And the good thing to get older, like I am, is that you're losing little by little the technique. And in order to have the same technique that you had in the past, you need to, in fact, to work more on the music. That's something which I discover more and more by getting older. Okay, and you're 18, very impressive. But very often, the technique is not expressive enough. Okay, and when you do, for example, you have to play more with the accent. You have to play more with the rhythm. You have to play more with because the accents are on the weak beats. So it's like doing this, for example. Okay, and it's so easy for you so that sometimes you don't take the time enough to show the fun stuff in the technique, because it's a parody of Tarantella. Okay, and because you have no problem, it's too fast. So you have to play more with this, a bit more fun. Okay, it's time. All right, I'm so sorry. question. What do you think? I like to ask this question very often. What about what you did, music? And please, be objective. Don't kill yourself. Okay? Oh, I don't like this. This is horrible. No, no. Please, really, be objective.
I think considering that I haven't performed in front of an audience for probably 6 months now,
Okay.
I think that was not bad.
Okay. Congratulations. All right.
Some of the things that are like plaguing me in this piece, I felt like some of those concerns came out fine, and
Okay.
others not so much.
Okay. I think you have a very nice sound, but sometimes you don't know how to use it. When I listen to you, of course, it's hard without piano, but this is really the sound that I hear. I feel that it's very often all loud or less loud. So I need more colors, for example. I need more, as I said before, to go into the vulnerability of the instruments. I think we are in 2024 and we have solved the problem of playing loud. All the students I see in my life can all play loud. It's problem solved. Okay? But because this problem is solved, that less and less people can be interested when they don't play loud. So I feel that when you play loud, the sound is opening, the musicality is there, it's blooming. But when you play softer, it's suddenly dead. And I don't hear in your playing, what is your aesthetic? What is your aesthetic of the flute? What is your aesthetic of sound? It's a good question, no?
In general, or in this piece?
In general, what is your aesthetic?
I think my natural sound turns out a little, somewhat on the brighter side.
Okay.
And the vibrato tends to ride a little higher, more like shiny then.
Okay. But you said something very beginning, which I stopped on this word, you said natural. And I think very often you add too much makeup, too much time, too many things. The beginning, it should be pastoral, for example, natural. And you play with a sound which is the same than in the loud register, for example, with too much time. One thing, let's try an experiment. You will be shocked. Can you play the beginning with a sound that you don't like? That's right. With a sound that you don't like. I still hear your sound. Can you play with a sound that you don't like? Why don't we like it?
It's too thin. There's no like resonance in it. It sounds kind of airy.
Okay, but there's something I like in this sound. It's natural, and maybe we have a different vision of being natural in flute. Okay, you want something which resonates at the very beginning, which is, I think it's just the beginning. And in that sound, of course, it's a bit airy, but you can correct. So can you play this sound, but in a better way? Less airy, but with the same idea of color. Don't look at me. You have to be convinced, all right? Yeah? Okay. Well. It's the have the atomic bomb. You play a low register, which is just perfect. It's Godard. You don't play Jolivet. You see? Did you hear this? No? Did you like it? It's a different vision, but you did. I can't remember the bit, but. And I think it's very nice. And if you play. This is what you did at the beginning. It's too good. Let's try that again. Say no. Be honest.
I like how more like consistent the tone sounds across the register.
I'm not a scientist. Just one question. Do you like it or not?
Not really.
Okay. So I think you need to go out from your comfort zone. You need to go to places that you might not like. You need to go in the flute sound to places that you thought that you would never go, for example. I think you stay too much in your comfort zone and in your conception of sound. That's why it's so difficult sometimes to have something new when you play. You play 2 pages with the same idea. And you have, in fact, when you play, otherwise it's not interesting to be a musician, but you have to surprise yourself. And I believe that la nouveauté, new stuff, can be scary for you. And I think that this beginning, because you are in fact letting it go a little bit more, you have the feeling that you are losing your control. But I think this is what he needs, to lose control. First the tempo, you have to let it go. What does that mean, idyll?
Like still? Like
No. In idyll in French, it's an ideal love story. And if you play it's too complicated. Status on Facebook, complicated. I want to see status on Facebook, idyll. Wow! Can you imagine? Idyll. Wow. All right, let's try to find something else. Okay? Make it light. I need to feel that you are. It's like, in fact, you drop a ball and you wait the ball to fall. You're doing. Is squash in slow motion. Ideal. Ideal squash. Why do you want to slow down here? It's an appoggiatura. You're playing Wagner, Tannhauser, or Parsifal. It's the anti-Wagner. The Godard. Not Jean-Luc, but Godard. Okay, do you know another piece which sounds like this?
Sing
Follow the line. One more time. Let it go. Let it go. Yeah, go up, go up, go up, go up. Can you go up? You go down. So, mi, re, si, re, do. You go up. Si, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, mi, re, si, re, do, so, mi, si, la. Phrase with the eyes. The line goes down. You go down. The line goes up. You go up. Okay? Yo-yo. Squash. Go up. Go up. Yes. Okay, I think you want to do something which is meditative, and it's not. It is a song. It could be a pop music, for example. It's a vocalise. It's how to play vocalise when going down and when going up, for example. Okay? And when you take so much time to say the things so low, so slow, it is breaking the music. Okay? Do you play the other pieces? Okay, la valse. It's more obvious for you that you have more fun in this. Okay. There's one thing, technically, you play on the side, voilà, which I don't care. Okay, but the problem is that because you play on the side, you don't use all the embouchure. The embouchure is close. You like Popeye. You know Popeye? Popeye? Is it? Popeye. Popeye. Yeah. Okay. And so because you play like this, when you play loud, for example, you're squeezing the sound. And in fact, this is why you're forcing the sound when you play loud, because the embouchure is closing everything. Okay. I think sometimes the embouchure can be the enemy. The embouchures can limit you. And when you play on the side like this, you are using just a part of the embouchure, okay? And you should be a bit more open. Can you try to do that, to do again from the beginning by trying to move? I know it's not impossible, but try to have more space, to use all the embouchure and not all one part like this. What? But don't force, okay? Blah 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 blah. Don't push the high register. You're doing a. Like a vocalist, like a singer. The vibrato is just too fast. One more time. Be gentle. Yes. Okay. Do you feel the difference?
A little bit, yeah.
I think it's massive. That in fact you're not squeezing your embouchure. That's very important. And the thing is, I think to make it simple, and we have to finish, but you play loud with a lot of pressure, and also with the embouchure. So you send a lot of air, and it's too close to here. And when you play soft, you play with no pressure. And this is the drama of the flute. It's, in fact, this instrument doesn't need a lot of pressure to be played. Like, so when you say low register, medium register, low register means low air pressure. It means that you just a low air to produce one sound. One sound. It's not the sound, it's one sound. Medium register, medium air pressure. You need to send a bit more air to produce one sound. High register means high air pressure, which means you have to say more air to have one sound. Okay? But because there is no resistance, you have to create the resistance when you need to create the resistance. And the resistance is when you don't play loud. You see? So if you play, it's too much pressure. And when you play soft, you play. It's a lot of air, but there's no resistance. Okay? Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Did you hear that before?
Yes.
Ah. Okay. Do you hear that often?
In my own playing?
Yeah.
No, really.
Okay. But you heard that before in your playing.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's very important. Okay. So I know it's short. It's 20 minutes. If it can help. Okay. You have to think about that. You have to reverse the aesthetic of your playing. That you play loud with too much pressure on one side, and you play soft with a lot of air, which is very low, which makes you play everything slow and heavy. All right? Thank you very much. Thank you.